Hi everybody, and welcome back to Trade Precision. We hope you had a pretty good holiday weekend, or a good holiday weekend. We hope it was safe in there. We just got filled. This is like the second trade today, the second call that we made, and we're looking at resistance on crude oil at 102.77. The first one we got stopped out on, and this is the second one we're making today. And we'll demonstrate a couple different things in this. The Trade Precision room, live calls room, has been open since 8 o'clock this morning. Right now it's about 10:15 or something like that Eastern time. The trade where we got stopped out on, is right around the open, and we probably shouldn't do that. Oh, this is going pretty good because it's going our direction pretty quick. We're 2 ticks away right now, and only took a couple ticks of heat so far. And so this one's looking okay right now. We'll see what happens with it. But the room is open from 8, and then we go until, we're probably going to go until only about noon, because we're opening up a pro room for owners of the system that will start moving to do stuff over there. 1 tick away now from our first profit target. It's touched it, but we didn't get filled. Quite a few there. Touched it again and we didn't get filled. I see that the numbers are going down, but we're still not getting filled. So there, we got it. And what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to do anything to change my stop on this one. I'm going to keep it there. Just if it comes back, we only missed by 2 ticks. If it comes back, so be it. But just to show that there's numerous ways to move your stop. And that's the hardest thing, for traders to figure out. And a lot, it has to be your own personal, decision as to what you're going to do. Do you want to go, for a big move? Do you want to go to try to get down to that swing low that's down like about 35? Or what do you want to do? Or what are you comfortable, not what you want to do, but what are you comfortable with doing? Right now, you've made 10 ticks, and do you want to just take 20 and get out of it, or do you want to, by clicking again, clicking the market button and getting out with 20, or do you want to, try for more? And one of the ways is to leave your stop where it's at and go for it. Like I say, we're in the process of opening up a pro room, which is going to be for owners of the system, owners of the methodology, where they can. They can trade, or they can listen, and we'll go through the whole, the reason why we determine a support and resistance level. As you can see from looking at the chart here, we never use an indicator. We're just doing it it's a chart reading skill, and some people have learned it, over the years, and maybe are rusty, or maybe are missing some of the nuances. So this gives them an opportunity, to see it every day. And Mario's going to be doing that, and I'll be in this room, and we'll try to. This room will be concentrating more on just giving you the support and resistance levels. And in most cases, not all, but in most cases, we can give you plenty of advance warning of what the support and resistance is. But it'll never be at the last second. It's not something that we have to wait for an indicator to turn. It's something that's either going to happen or not going to happen. But like that's just the way we usually know pretty far in advance, and we'll post that in the room. And like that, if we have a losing trade, we acknowledge the losing trade. We have to acknowledge it. I mean, you guys all see it, and there's nothing we can hide behind. We can't say, the 5-minute chart didn't agree, or it's all just off this one chart that we're doing it, and you don't know how powerful that is. It's just so powerful that you have faith in your levels. It's just it's just the best way to initiate a trade that I've found. So anyway, enough sermonizing, I guess, as we wait for this thing to come. And we're gonna work harder now in the month of June to make a video every day to show you, that the methodology does work. It does work consistently. It works on all time frames. It works on all markets. And we're hoping for this thing. It's staying right around that 10 tick level. We're hoping for it to get up towards that 20 tick level. I need to stop out and end up with a 0 on the trade. Sometimes you can move it to -9 or do whatever just to lock in. And I'm going to show a couple different ways as we go through trades the next couple days. As we go through setups the next couple days. A lot of this is demonstration purposes for you guys to see the potential of this and to see what there we got a 20 on that, and so you guys can see what you think is going to work for you. And that's the whole point of this thing right now is to see what you think can really do it just right for you. We're sticking with crude oil here. We've got another opportunity coming up at 102.60, another resistance level, and we'll see if we get that. We post these levels, like I said, during the previous call, as early as possible, and there's no guarantee that it'll get to that level. So it's not a case of where you have to, and you can see like I'm about it there. I got filled about a tick away, and there it's going in the right direction pretty quickly. There's no guarantee that it'll go there, so you don't go long in anticipating of it going there because we don't know for sure which direction it's going to go. We just feel very confident that the level that we choose is if it's resistance, that it's going to go down from there, and if it's support, that it's going to go up from there. That's not to say that we're 100% accurate. No system is, but we feel very confident enough to to show it live every day in the live calls room. It's interesting. We had a support level on gold, and it came down within one tick and turned around, and would have been just the trade of the day. And it won't show up in the box score, but we missed it by one tick. and I mean, it went for 40 or 50 ticks in the opposite direction, and we just missed it. So anyway, we're sitting in this one, and it's bouncing around, staying right around my entry price, and actually going up a little bit. It's just, but it's staying right around. And I think if you take a look at that, you can see that we've got a pretty good feel for the price, because even if it usually doesn't blow right through, usually at least stalls there. There we're going in the right direction now. Let's see if this thing continues on down. But we're plus 5 ticks on it, plus 7, plus 8, 2 ticks away. The room will be open again tomorrow. It's officially open at 9, but we're doing what we call happy hour at 8 o'clock. And like I said, in a couple days we'll be looking to open up a pro room for owners of the system that they can have Mario in there and actually go through the methodology on charts. So I think that'd be a pretty good way to go. And there we got filled on that. All right, so we got our first 10 ticks on that. And usually we say that's your chance to get yourself into a free trade. So on the last time, we just left our stop up there. And let's see if we can try something different this time. And what we'll do is we'll move our stop to 1 tick above which was the swing high. Okay, and the swing high was 64, so I'll move our stop to 65. So we'll see if we get our 20 ticks. This is just a different way of managing a trade. And like I said before, what I want to try and do is go through a number of scenarios on ways to manage a trade. And we'll see how this one works out. See if we get stopped out before we get our plus 20 or whatever. We'll do other things, in the next couple days where we'll see if there's a way we can, trail our stops. We'll see if there's a way that we can move this second profit target as we go, as we get farther into the trade. Because if you've been around for a while, and like that gold trade, that if it runs for 50 ticks, we should try to see how much of that we can capture. Now, there's no way you're going to consistently get 100% of every move. You got to come from the start. And we have all different levels of people in the room, and all different psychologies and how much risk they're willing to take. And if they're willing to take a lot of risk, then they can do something with their stop and do something with their profit target. But that's up. I keep harping on this. I'm tired of saying it, but it's up to you as an individual, and find out. Just know that you're going to have confidence with your entry, and do what you can, to get some initial capital preservation, and then work towards that capital appreciation. So this is one of the things we'll look at. We'll look at together in these videos the next couple of days, and see what's the best way, for you. If I give you a couple ideas on how you should manage your trades. We're all different, and it's very hard in the room to be all things to all people. Okay, if you look at this thing now, we got down to like about, we made about 14 ticks so far total, I think. Yeah, that right there, like it's again 14 ticks. Like that seems to be where we're at right now. So we're 6 ticks away from that second, that 20 tick profit target. So we'll see. It's kind of a like I think the key thing is you have to the only way to get started is you have to have an entry, and that we feel we have really great entries, and then it's what you do with them. And I tell you, the best investors in the world, Peter Lynch, like maybe that's a blast too far from the past for some of you guys, or Warren Buffett, they're not always 100% sure on what's the right thing to do, but they do it anyway. They do what they feel is right. And one of the most successful traders I know, his saying is that he made most of his money by exiting too soon. So it's always better to be too early than too late. Some stuff, and we feel that our entries get us in early, and and maybe the exits. That's up to you as to how long you can stay in on something like this. Because you look at this here now, it's coming back, and you're up, 10, 14 points, and are you willing to sacrifice, giving some back? That's when you look at these, try and think, if I were in this trade, how would I react? Now it's going against me, and we're almost up there. Come on. There, got stopped out on it. Well, that's about it for today. We'll do a couple. We'll try, if we have them, some setups, which we should have. We'll try to do a couple trades every day with a couple ideas on how to manage them. So I hope you all have a great evening. Like I said, the room will be open officially tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, but we'll be open for happy hour at 8 o'clock. And we'll look at a couple different markets again then. So I hope you guys all have a great night, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow. Any questions, just let us know. Bye for now.